Welcome to the session on operations management. In the last class, we discussed on methods of forecasting. In the methods of forecasting, we discussed the opinion and judgment method, and then we discussed on time series method. In the last class, in time series method, we discussed on moving average method, weighted moving average method, and then exponential smoothing average method and trend adjusted exponential smoothing average method. And we discussed on the problems, and we also solved the problems on exponential smoothing average method and trend adjusted smoothing average method. The next method in regression analysis is regression analysis. The next method in time series forecasting is the regression analysis. In the last two methods, in exponential smoothing method and trend adjusted smoothing method, what we considered was the demand for the product. Based on the demand in the past years or in the past periods, we forecasted the demand for the next period. Okay, to forecast the demand for a product for the next period, we considered the demand for the product in the last 6-7 years or 6 to 7 periods. We not considered the variables, other variables on which the demand is dependent. Means we consider only the demand for a particular product in the past 5 to 6 periods based on the variation in the demand. In the past 5 to 6 periods, we forecasted the demand for a particular product for the next coming period. We not considered the other variables on which the demand depends. But in the regression analysis, in this method of forecasting, along with the demand for a particular product in the previous periods, we are also consider the variables on which the demand depends. Means here we are not only considering the demand of the product in the previous periods, but also we are considering the variables, factor on which the demand depends. Here we are considering there are two variables here. One is dependent variable and another one is independent variable. Dependent variable is nothing but here the demand, the product, and the independent variable is on which the demand depends, but it is independent of the demand. Okay, regression can be defined as a functional relationship between the two or more correlated variables. Regression is nothing but the relationship between the two variables. It is used to predict one variable given the other. When the data of the independent variable is known, then we can predict the dependent variable. The relationship is usually developed by observed data. The data should be plotted first to see if they appear linear. There are some cases where the relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable may be linear or curvilinear. If the line of regression or the relationship between the independent variable and the dependent variable is linear, then it is called linear regression analysis. If it is non-linear, then it is called curvilinear regression analysis. Okay, there are two methods to solve regression analysis: method of least squares and method of simple linear regression. Okay, there is an equation. First we need to find the relationship between the dependent variable and independent variable in the form of equation. If it is a linear, we will get the equation y equals a plus bx, where y is the value of the dependent variable that we are solving for. A is the y-intercept, nothing but the point where the line meets the vertical axis, means the demand or the dependent variable. A is the y-intercept where the point, the line meets the vertical axis. B is the slope of the line and x is the dependent variable. These are the equations to find BA. B equals summation of x into y minus n into x bar into y bar. X bar is nothing but the median. X bar equals summation of x by n, the average value of x. Y bar equals summation of y by n. N is nothing but the number of pairs of observations made, means the number of periods, the number of independent variables, the number of observations made. Okay. Next is the correlation. Correlation is nothing but the relationship between the dependent variable and the independent variable. It measures the strength and direction of relation between the two variables, and its value ranges from -1 to +1. If the value of correlation is +1, indicates that the changes in the value of one variable always matched by the other variable. The correlation of -1 indicates that increase in the value of one variable is always matched by the decrease in other variable. Nothing but if the value, the correlation value is positive, then the relation between the independent and dependent variable is also positive, means if the value of one variable increases, the value of other variable also increases. If the value is negative, that means if the value of one variable increases, the value of other value decreases. This is the case. A correlation of 0 indicates the linear relation between the two variables, and the value, this correlation value, can be found using the equation r equals n into summation of x into y minus summation of y into summation of x by square root of n into summation of x square minus summation of x whole square multiplied by n into summation of y square minus summation of y whole square. This is the equation to find the correlation between the dependent variable and independent variable when the sample size is large. If the sample size is small, we can make use of this equation. R equals summation of y suffix c minus y bar square divided by summation of y minus y bar whole square. Okay, these are the equations to find correlation. Next one is forecast errors. It is difficult to make accurate forecast because the demand for a product, whatever it may be, the increase in the cost, whatever may be the type of forecast, it includes a number of variables, and it is difficult to consider all the variables and to make accurate forecast. Therefore, it is important to include an indication of the extent to which the forecast might deviate from the value of the variable that actually occurs. Okay, this will provide the forecast user with a little better perspective on how far a forecast might be. Forecast error. Therefore, forecast error is the difference between the value that occurs and the value that was predicted for a given time period. Forecast error is nothing but the difference between the actual demand minus forecasted demand if it is a demand forecast. Forecast accuracy is a significant factor when deciding among forecast alternatives. Accuracy is based on the historical error performance of a forecast. Two commonly used measures for summarizing the historical errors are mean absolute deviation and mean squared error. These are the two methods which are used to determine the forecast error. MAD, the mean absolute deviation, is the average absolute error, whereas the mean squared error is the average squared errors. Okay, these are the formulas. MAD, the mean absolute deviation, can be found out using the equation summation of actual minus forecast. Only the positive value is considered, divided by n. Mean squared error is the summation of actual minus forecast square by n minus 1. The next concept is controlling the forecast. It is necessary that to monitor forecast errors to ensure that the forecast is performing adequately. We need to monitor the forecast errors so that and forecast is performing adequately, to ensure, so that we can ensure that the forecast is performing adequately. And this objective is accomplished, it can be fulfilled by comparing the forecast errors to predetermined values. We need to compare the forecast errors, and the errors that fall within the limits are judged to be acceptable, and the errors which falls outside the limits, if that type of errors, that forecast need some corrective actions. There is variety of possible sources of forecast errors, including the following is: the model may be inadequate. The model that we consider for the forecast may be inadequate, may be incomplete due to the omission of the important variables, a change or shift in the variable that the model cannot deal with. For example, sudden appearance of a trend or a cycle, the sudden change in the demand, the sudden change in the trend of the mindsets of the people, sudden change in the technologies, appearance of a new variable or a new competitor, that means a new competitor. Irregular variations may occur due to severe weather or the natural phenomenon, temporary shortages, breakdowns and similar events. All these things, due to these variables, some errors will occur in the forecast. Accurate forecast cannot be made, and we need to compare, we need to minimize these forecast errors by controlling these variables, by controlling the errors. And these forecast errors can be monitored using either tracking signals or control charts. A tracking signal focuses on the ratio of cumulative forecast error to the corresponding value of MAD. Okay. A tracking signal focuses on the ratio of cumulative forecast error to the corresponding value of mean absolute deviation. The cumulative forecast error reflects the bias in the forecast, which is the persistent tendency of forecast to be greater or less than the actual values of a time series. Tracking signal values are compared to the predetermined limits based on judgment and experience method. The value of tracking signal often ranges from plus or minus 3 to plus or minus 8. For the most part, we shall use the limits of plus or minus 4. Means if the tracking values of tracking signals lies between plus or minus 4, if it lies between 4 and minus 4, then no actions are required. They are well within the limits. If the value of tracking signal exceeds plus or minus 4 values, then some actions are required. Okay, that's all about regression analysis and the errors in forecasting and the controlling of forecast errors. Now we solve one problem on regression analysis using least square method. The first problem is find a regression line for the following data. From the line find the volume during the year 13. Here the sales for a particular product is given for 11 years. Here years is the independent variable and the sales is dependent variable. When the independent variable is time, like month, year, days, we can solve the problem using least square method. Okay, here the sales for 11 different years is given. For the first year it is 45, the second year it is 42.5, that for the third year it is 50.5. In the least square method, in the regression analysis, here the time means the number of years is the x, that is independent variable. The sales is dependent variable because it depends on years. For the first year it is 45, for the second year it is 42.5. okay, in the least square method, the first step is to code the value of x. First we need to consider the mean value or the middle value. There are 11 years, the middle value is 6. We need to consider this value as 0 and then we need to minus this value. We need to subtract this value with the above and below values. That means 5 minus 6 is minus 1, 4 minus 6 is minus 2, 3 minus 6 is minus 3. Similarly, for the values below this value also, it is 7 minus 6 is 1, 8 minus 6 is 2, 9 minus 6 is 3, 10 minus 6 is 4, 11 minus 6 is 5. We need to code the values of x. This is the first step in least square method. The second step is to multiply x into y because I already given the equations. For simple linear regression analysis and methods of least square. To find the value of b in the method of least squares, we need summation of xy and the value of x bar and y bar. Okay, these values we required. To find the values of summation of xy, we need to find first y. Multiply x into y and find the values of xy for all the 11 years. Then find summation of x into y. Sum all these values, you will get summation of xy. Similarly do x square. Okay, then go for finding y bar, the y mean. Using summation of y by n, you will get the value of y bar. First we need to find the line of regression, which can be found using the equation y suffix c equals a plus bx, where a is the slope and b is the point of intersection of the regression line with the vertical axis. To find that, we are having this equation b equals summation of xy by summation of x square. Substituting the value, we will get the value of b. And to find the value of a, these equations are applicable for method of least square. Equals y bar. Y bar can be found by summation of y by n. Once you find the value of a and b, substitute the values in the equation of in the linear equation, the equation of regression line. We will get the value, we will get the equation as 56.79 plus 2.757x. This is the line of regression, the equation, line of equation. He asked us to find the line of regression in the formula itself. Find a regression line. This is the equation for regression line. And then what he asked us to find, from the line find the value during the year 13. Then he asked us to find the volume of demand. The volume during the year 13. Therefore, we need to substitute the value of x for the year 13. 13 minus 6 is 7. Okay, 7 into 2.757 plus 56.79 gives the volume for the year 13. Then he asked us to plot the data on a graph, x versus y. Okay, this straight line gives the regression line, the line of regression. I already said b equals a equals the point, b is the slope of the line. You can see here, this is the slope of the line, and a is the value where a is the y-intercept, where the regression line meets the vertical axis. With here the vertical axis is the dependent variable, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60, 70, 80, the values of dependent variable, and the horizontal line always indicates the independent variable. Its values are z, minus 5, minus 4, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1. You can see here. For 0, we found the value of a is 56.79. When the value of x is equal to 0, the y equals, here the value of a is 56.79. It is the point where it meets with the vertical axis. The regression line meets with the vertical axis, and this zigzag line indicates the actual sales, the actual values, 45, 42.5, 50.1, 50.6 for the particular value of x. Okay, this is the actual values, this zigzag line. This value of y is the actual, not the forecasted value. The forecasted value can be obtained by the line of regression. Okay, that's all for today. In the next class we solve more problems on regression analysis. Okay, the method of least squares can be used only when the x variable is time dependent. That means the independent variable is time. If the independent variable is other than time, we will go for linear regression analysis. Simple linear regression analysis. When the independent variable is time, we will make use of the least square method. Okay, this is the least square method where we are going to code the value of x, so that summation of x becomes 0. If you sum these values, minus 4, minus 5, minus 3, minus 2, minus 1 and plus 1, you will get summation of x as 0. This is least square method, and this method is used when independent variable is time. When the independent variable is other than time, in the next problem I am going to solve that in the next class. Okay, we will make use of linear regression analysis. That's all for today.